Hey guys, what's going on? Hello, this is Fiercestbard. Welcome to my art stream. Yeah. What is going on? Yenka, you're early. Yeah. Hey, LH, wait. How do I say your name? LHL13. I don't know. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. And so is my dog, apparently. My dog's doing really good. What's up, Nomis? How you doing? But yeah, like welcome in, welcome in. Today's kind of weird. I'm almost done with this line art, and my dog is barking at me because I'm almost done with this line art. So he's like, man, finish it already. I'm just trying to add frilly frill things over here. So I just kind of started doing a little bit of it just to get an idea for how I was gonna approach the other side of things. So I'm just kind of like, But yeah. But hello, yeah. And sorry if again, sorry if I missed some of your messages because like the app that I'm using to actually view the multi-stream app chats, right, doesn't always like show everything. I will say it's a little it's a little weird. It's a little weird, but like I'll try to get to everything as I can, if I spot it and stuff like that. So it's all good. It's all good, Oh, do you? Like I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's good. As long as Coffee agrees that it's good. But Coffee is like, no, not good, not good, stinky. That's what Coffee is saying right now. But yeah, we made a lot of progress on this one. Pretty soon, and I think we're gonna start working on the other artwork. So the other artwork that I sketched out a little bit of. I think I could tell you guys now. It's of the VTubers Andrea. And I saw that she recently got a new writer-based costume. Like I'm thinking here, but I think I will be drawing that costume. The doggy, yeah. Coffee is a very, very yappy yap. He's very big personality in a very compact body. But it's okay, like that's just the way he is. He's always yelling at all the other dogs to get off his lawn. Get off my lawn! Like otherwise though, he's very, very lovable, aren't you? Are you proving that you're very lovable to chat? See, this is what happens when you let him out of his spacesuit for a little too long. Then he goes a little crazy. Almost onto coloring, yeah, almost. We're almost there with coloring and stuff like that, and that's gonna be fun because like that's the part that like kind of brings it together, right? Like when the art starts to come together, you start to feel like, man, that was worth the time. Right, Coffee? Hmm? Was this worth the time or no? He's like, now worth the time. Here's my treat. You already got a treat, He's barking at me even though he's already got the treat. Oh, I gotta erase the line in there. But yeah, like the weird part about all the frilly parts in this image is that it's going to exist in two different directions, right? So like on the top here, since it's kind of going backwards, I'm doing like more convex shapes over here, right? Where, like on down over here near where her chest is, those shapes are all going to be kind of more concave. So yeah, we're gonna try to do this. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well today. There's some like gaming stuff happen. There's a lot of gaming stuff happening. Actually, I was hoping towards the end of the stream, if possible, if she comes out I was gonna do some gacha pulls.
Some people are
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So Mooney in the middle of the night apparently heard about some gacha pulls in Uma Musume, the North American English version, and decided to take my phone and help me pull while I was sleeping. So there was a mysterious addition of 10 extra pulls on my account. Oh, I love how you make the frills. They look really good. You think so? You know, like it's so far like kind of like like for me right now, but like I guess because it hasn't, you know, gotten like all the way around yet. Like we'll see what happens when all of it is added, right? Because there's quite a few of them on her design, like the shoulders, the chest over here, and some of the skirt too. So there's gonna be a lot, you know. Mooney, is she good luck? Yeah. Mooney is better luck than I am. Though actually, you know, like interestingly enough, depends on the game, right? Like she's better luck than me with certain gacha games. I know Uma Musume hasn't been the best luck for her, but like I know Nikkei has been pretty good luck for her. So we'll see. But yeah, I was thinking about doing polls for Velvet on Goddess of Victory Nikkei, because Velvet is coming out at some point, right? Like I don't know if it's today or tomorrow. If it's today, later on a little bit, when we're closer to the end of stream, I'll do some polls. But if it's tomorrow, we'll just save it for tomorrow. We'll do some polls tomorrow. Because I know that she's not, Velvet is not really like a pilgrim or a special limited character or anything like that, right? But depending on her kit, early signs are that she might actually be a must-have for certain team builds. So we shall see. We shall see if that's really the case here, you know? Because there's a lot of characters that, like, I feel like a lot of characters in that game serve some kind of function, so you can't really, like, discount anyone in that game, so, you know. I searched her design, geez, so many frills. Yeah, her design has a lot of frills. But, you know, I guess that's what happens when you're a ghost maid, right? Those freaking, you know, haunted maid cafes. But yeah, like other than Uma Musume and Nikkei, actually, did you guys see the latest update for Monster Hunter Wilds? Because the performance update, the PC performance update came out like last night. Like I did not realize that it was supposed to come out so soon. Well, okay, it's not soon. It's been a freaking year. Okay, it's been a year. That game has desperately needed this update. I mean, technically there were other performance update patches, so it's not like they weren't trying. But this is the one that has made the biggest difference. I think for most people, a lot of people assumed that the performance update was gonna do like almost nothing for the game, but this one actually made a huge difference. On my system is a laptop. It's an AMD laptop. I would say it's like the equivalent of maybe like one of the lower end CPUs and stuff like that, right? In terms of the CPU. The GPU is a mobile version of an RTX 4060. So again, not exactly top of the line. I was having a lot of troubles running the game on this system for the longest time. But that update has made the game way more than playable for me. It's given me at least a boost of like maybe 10 to 20 frames per second in terms of like low to medium settings and stuff like that, right? Which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you're not even breaking 60 at some points of this game, right, without frame generation or DLSS, you know, that's troubling. But now the game actually feels way more playable in its current state, and on top of that, it feels like okay, I gotta use DLSS and I gotta use frame generation, but it does make the game much more manageable now. So I'm like very happy with that, and you know, hopefully, you know, maybe we'll get some people back in the game. I don't know. The game burnt a lot of bridges, okay, like very early on in its life, in terms of you know, how many people care to stick around to deal with how messed up some of the settings were. And oh, and it looks like it also included not the update, but rather the fix for one of the main issues that a lot of people were talking about, which was the DLC check. The DLC check issues. It actually has that fix in it. So the cat no longer checks for DLC on your game like 100 times every time you go into town and the cat sees you. So you know, again, lots of improvements in the game. Like I think a lot of people will be very happy if they decide to give the game another shot, which is like, you know, it's a tall order at this point, you know. Drawing with this stream? Oh, you are? Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know, I encourage you guys, like, if you feel like you want to draw along and stuff like that and do different things, I mean, you know, like, go ahead, you know, like, that, you know, I always welcome when everybody's like kind of doing their own thing and stuff like that, and maybe you guys might want to try certain things that you see with your own art and stuff like that. That's cool too. I don't mind. But yeah, it's like, it's kind of interesting that Monster Hunter is getting this update now, though. Only because of the fact that, like, realistically speaking, a lot of people are kind of, I know there's a ton of people that are kind of like whatever about it, because of the fact that, you know, they're kind of releasing this update like at the end of the lifespan of the original, the vanilla version of Monster Hunter. Like many of the comments are just kind of like, oh, just in time for the expansion. You know, like, so you know, there's some people that are kind of holding off from playing because you know, once the expansion comes out, they feel like it might invalidate some of the work that they're putting in grinding certain weapons, let's say. But I think it's okay. I think it's okay because you know, it is true that a lot of the stuff in the expansions would invalidate some of the stuff, but you never know. Like what happened with the what was it called, in Monster Hunter World, when you would grind the gold weapons and stuff like that from this thing. And, you know, like, the expansion came out, and then they had, like, a whole system where you were upgrading the original versions of those weapons into newer gear and stuff like that. So you never know, you know, like, the Artean weapons and the Gogmazios stuff, it might not be as out of date as everybody thinks that it will be, you know? Maybe there's some use for them, like, later on, you know? You never know. You never know. Practicing Practicing anatomy is the worst. It kind of is. Like, anatomical studies definitely helps a lot. I think for most artists, though, knowing the anatomy is definitely something that you should know. But I almost feel like just as important as the anatomy is knowing how to simplify and break down the parts of a character or a photo or a reference that you're seeing. I think is probably just as important as knowing the anatomy for said character. And it's only because, you know, like, a lot of people um have like a general idea of what the anatomy is for a character. Like for me personally, I don't know the names of bones. I don't know the names of muscles or anything like that, right? I I just kind of know in general what the anatomy is for a human and for like most of the general proportions, and then I work more on breaking down and simplifying character character body parts and stuff like that first before I add on the muscles and things like that to complete it and stuff like that. So I think like don't get too like it's not attachment, but rather don't worry about it if you're not an expert at anatomical studies when it comes to art and stuff like that. Like again, I feel like it's important to know them in general, but not like you don't need to study anatomy as if you were trying to be a doctor, right? Like, let's see. How's that? We'll try not to. I mean, it's like admittedly, it works different for everyone. I'm not gonna say that how I feel is definitely the right way or anything like that, right? But I think it's okay if there's a little bit of misunderstanding in terms of certain things, right? Now, granted, if you are some kind of anatomical biological superstar that knows all the names and knows the exact shapes and the how and why things attach, right? More power to you. For sure. Like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I don't think it's the end all be all of things. How is it on Twitch? I see someone type. Yeah, I type beforehand. Like when things are starting up, because okay, so if you guys are watching this from the vertical version of the stream, right, you'll notice that there's no start screen, and then it like every stream starts with me just kind of staring off into the distance, because there's no start screen with a countdown on the vertical version, so you can kind of like see me like just kind of like But yeah, it's okay too if things are quiet in general too, right? Because like that's just kind of the nature of streaming. When you start and you're not a big creator like me, right? Like I am not a big content creator myself. And like you just gotta be okay with talking to yourself from time to time. So a lot of times that's exactly what happens. I'm just kind of talking to myself about a lot of different things and stuff. You just get used to it. Some people think that's why content creators are like all insane. You just kind of get used to talking to yourself. It's just an accepted way of life. Yeah, I just wanted to fix a little bit of the hair over there so that it's not overlapping in the wrong way. Let's see. Joined on the vertical version, was surprised when I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. It's I gotta figure out how to get two different start screens or something like that on the vertical version. Like I really gotta like improve the way that the vertical version looks. Because it's a little bit too weird for you guys, and you know, like I think later on too, like if we end up doing the gacha polls, then I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that to show up on the vertical version as well. I try to talk, but it is a bit delayed. Yeah, so like the only issue with streams, right, is that it always is kind of delayed. Like no matter what stream you do, like there are some people who have connections and stuff like that, right? That allow them to have like the minimal delay possible. But you know, like there's always going to be some kind of delay, whether it's a couple of seconds or maybe half a minute. If the delay is way too much, like you know, over a minute long, then it's like, oh, well, gotta do something about that. But you know, for the most part, there's always going to be some kind of delay between the stream and the chat. Unfortunately, you know, it's kind of like something that you just kind of learn to live with at a lot of times. So you know. But it's okay, you know, like again, you know, I don't expect that everybody needs to necessarily yap yap the entire time, right? Like if you guys want to like, you know, just kind of chill out and stay quiet and stuff like that the whole time, that's fine too, you know. It's all good. It's all good. You don't need to constantly be talking just because of that. Now, I just noticed something. So on her design, there's actually there's a couple of places here where there are like little decorations and things like that, right? That are on her design. And I'm just kind of looking at it like I should put these in because these are cut out from here. So if I don't put them in now, like even if I add them in color in the color phase, it's going to be kind of weird. So let me just do this. Yeah, and I think this this stream is just going to be all about adding these little details to her design. It's just like adding all this stuff, and then we're probably gonna do a huge gray fill to just fill in the design here, and then we'll figure out where that goes from there, I think. Right? Wait, is that how her design is supposed to go? Your artwork is very clean. Yeah, you know, like it's something that like I feel like that's one of the big things that I would like to continue doing. You know, sorry, I'm like all over the place right now, but I just noticed I'm literally drawing two versions. Drawing like two different versions of this. Huh. That's odd. Oh, man. So there are minor differences between the version of her costume where she has the sleeves over her arms and the version where her sleeves are not covering her arms. There are some like slight minor differences between both versions of her. And I'm just kind of like, I just mixed details from both into this one design. So I'm like, huh, what am I supposed to do here? Okay, maybe I gotta fix this, so... Oh, this is so weird. Okay. Yeah, this is the weird part sometimes of when you do arting like this. It's like, wait, what? How did this happen? What? But again, like a lot of times, I don't mind having to redo things because, like, ultimately, it's not. Wait, go back, go back. Like, you shouldn't like necessarily hold on to these things forever. If you need to fix something, then go ahead and do it. Don't be too protective of it because, like, that's why you work digital. Oops. The details are confusing sometimes on her outfit. Yeah, it's because, again, like, there's actually a couple of different versions of her. It seems like there's two different versions of her outfit currently that I'm trying to draw here and stuff like that. And it's like, it's confusing in a way that it's like, I can see that there's like very similar parts of both costumes, but then they deviate from each other suddenly. And then there's like very different things happening. So I'm trying to I'm trying not to have trouble with my panels getting pulled out and stuff like that. So I'm still having that lagging issue with Clip Studio also. It's a little bit sad, but like that I still have this, but it's okay. It's okay. We're working through. We're working through it. It's fine. Have you tried have you tried animation? So, animation. Okay. I actually have done animation. So when I was a graphic designer at some point in my life, I actually specialized in Flash and AS3 scripting. And then on top of that, I had friends who were actually professional animators who we did a couple of different little projects and stuff like that, right? Where we did some animations. Not anything that you guys would know for sure, but like they were educational things and stuff like that. So we did do animations. I did do animations, and I do have oh wait, that's the wrong eraser. So I do have some background in animation, but I haven't really kind of used it for anything here. If like, and I know what you guys are probably thinking. You're like, Bard, really? You're why wouldn't you do any? It's because it's very time. Animation is very time consuming. I don't know if you guys know this, but I remember like one of our projects we had animation wise was like something that we had to finish within 4 days and stuff like that, right? And it was tough. It was hard to finish a whole animation in 4 days. It was only like maybe a couple of minutes long, not even, right? Like, but we kind of just had to sit there and freaking like do everything nonstop overnight and things like that, and just kind of like take some breaks to go to the bathroom and things like that. And we did not it was tough. I will say that it was very tough and stuff, and we had to come up with a lot of solutions to certain certain problems that were like, oh man that were like they luckily worked out in the end. But it's like, if they knew that like this was just a photograph of something nearby that was like a wall, They'd be like, "What the hell?" You add you definite yeah, you used to animate as well. I would do like 1 minute animations. It was a pain. Yeah, and it's like it was kind of like it's fun. I'm not gonna say that animation's not fun, but when you do it the older way, where you're basically just doing frame by frame drawings and stuff like that, it can take forever. It definitely can take forever. Like there's a lot of newer ways to do it, right? Like you guys probably are more familiar with animation with bones and things like that, right? Or using like stills where you animate the stills and stuff like that, right? So you guys are probably much more like there, much more familiar with that sort of thing. But yeah, we were doing frame by frame like the old way. Like we were still doing it digitally, but it was kind of like hand over the peg bars and the and the sheets of paper. Get my light table. I'll see you guys in a few hours. I would animate on flip a clip. Absolute pain. Wow. Oh, whoops. That is not the tool. That is not the tool. There we go. What kind of animation programs did you guys like? If any of you guys have animated other than Yenka. I remember too that like there was like a push to try to do animations, like web animations with jQuery and things like that, right? Like back when people cared about making websites and stuff like that. I learned a little bit of that too, and it never amounted to anything useful. my whole graphic design career is like a nightmare of stuff that never happened. you know. But yeah, like I don't mind actually. The one thing though is like Mooney actually knows how to do live 2D stuff, right? That's how my avatar here was done, right? It was through live 2D animation and stuff like that, right? I've been wanting to kind of learn live 2D animations for quite a while now, actually. I should probably pick it up again and start like seriously doing live 2D style animations, because there's actually a world where like I actually animate some of the illustrations that I do for entertainment purposes, we'll say. We'll just leave it at that. But like it's something that I've been thinking about, like it would be kind of neat to do, right? Oh boy. I was thinking that maybe today that we would get to the point where we could actually color this. But now that I'm doing this, it's like I'm redrawing a heck of a lot of the details on this illustration. So we'll see if we get there. I hope we do. Oh, we shall see. Because I'm starting to think that maybe I underestimated how close we were to finishing this this line art. Okay. Extend that part. Erase that. Have you done any commissions recently? Yes. Um, they were mostly commissions that were for background images, like start screens and stuff like that, for other content creators. As of late, I can't really show those because of the fact that it's like, you know, um they're being used for certain things, and you know, I don't know if the people who commissioned them have debuted said things as of yet. So you know, let me see, hold on, there, okay. So yeah, there's those for but yeah, for like a couple of them though, like we did it together, where I colored, I did the line work, and then Mooney colored it and stuff like that. So you know, it's pretty cool. I should look into which ones that I can actually show. Like because again, you know, like it's not a case of like, oh, I have to show them or anything like that, but rather, you know, I want to be respectful of the people who asked for said art, because you know, they purchased the service for a reason, and I don't want to step on their toes about it. So oh, you're curious now? Yeah, you can see some of the stuff that we've done on our VGen. Plug. I plugged my VGen. vgen.co/cappybuds. CAPYBUDS. Yeah. See, I can do the plugs too. I can do... No, Mooney has been very, very big in terms of my art journey. I will say that it's not like my friends were not, right? Like my friends definitely helped me grow as an artist, for sure, right? Like a lot of, I actually have some friends who taught me a lot about illustration, because I didn't learn to draw I didn't learn in the most traditional way. I basically have an art teacher for a friend who taught me a lot of stuff, because I didn't really go to art school and stuff like that, right? And I was very fortunate to have met said friends, and then, you know, like just being around other art people who are my friends and stuff like that, you know, they kind of, it wasn't always like a case of like, well, you know, like we drew all day or whatever. I mean, like, you know, we kind of messed around a lot in terms of playing games and stuff like that. That's what all friends do. But at the same time, it's like, you know, like if I didn't have my friend group, I would not be as far ahead of where I was a couple of years ago and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm very fortunate in that regard. Like, so, you know, like, but Mooney, on the other hand, she basically is primarily the person who made me believe, if that makes sense, right? Because like some of my friends are like, is it the beach one? Oh, no. The beach one is just a fan art that I decided to do on my own of Fuwamoko and stuff. But yeah, like Mooney actually helped me a lot in that she believes in the fact that I could do this and stuff, and so she's the one that basically helped me to kind of like, because I was drawing on stream, right? So to kind of explain it, I was drawing on stream and stuff like that, and I was thinking that I was getting a little bit better and better and stuff like that, right? And even right now, like, you know, like I'm still learning a lot as I go, but Mooney is the one that kind of convinced me that, you know, to look at what I do in a different way than to, you know, like I don't consider myself a finished product yet in terms of arts and stuff like that, but I can say that now that I have a lot more confidence in how I approach the arting and stuff like that. And, you know, like she's the one that convinced me that I would be able to do art in some capacity as a profession and stuff like that, right? So, you know, like she's helped me a lot with getting set up and actually exploring the possibility of going and doing art tabling at conventions and stuff like that. So there might be a possibility that you will see Bard at an art convention or at an anime convention or something in the near future. There's a distinct possibility right now, but we're still waiting to see the results of certain applications, we shall just say. So, you know, but yeah, you know, like it helps me. It helped me a lot, so much to have somebody actually believe in me that much, you know, like because otherwise I don't think I would actually, like, I would still be drawing, but I don't think I would be doing this with it in my mind that, like, oh, you know, like maybe there's a possibility I can actually make something of this, right? And that's the thing, right? Like self belief is such a strong motivator for you to continue to do anything and stuff like that. So, you know, like you have to believe in yourself before you can, like, kind of move forward with anything and stuff like that. And, you know, like it's not easy, you know. Not everybody has the ability to kind of objectively pull themselves back from their own work and then see, okay, maybe this is not as bad as I thought it was, you know. Let's see, where are we? Okay, so we did that. We did the ribbons here. What else? Okay, shoulders. Okay. Let's see, how am I gonna approach this? So we gotta draw the Squidwards. You got food? What kind of food? Do you have enough to share with the class? No, I'm just kidding. So that's the secret to drawing frilly parts. Just draw multiples of Squidward's head. Hey Kobe, what's up? How you doing? You want some? I mean, I might. I'm kind of hungry. No, I'm not. I'm good. I actually ate before I started streaming. So I'm good. But yeah, we are trying to master the art of drawing Squidward multiple times on an image. No. In all seriousness, like I always call it drawing Squidwards because like if you look at like Squidward's head, Squidward from SpongeBob, right? Like his head is kind of like, oh boy, it's lagging. Oh my god, it's lagging. Okay, his head is kind of like this shape, right, with the big part, and then you have the part that goes into his like cheeks and stuff like that, right? But like, you know, when you're drawing like frilly parts, right, you kind of draw this arc here, like you kind of draw this arc up this way and this way, and then you just kind of like repeat that Squidward head thing like over and over, right? So I that's what I'm doing here. I'm just repeating the Squidwards. Do you like Piroziki? Is that how you say that name, Piroziki? Is that another artist? SpongeBob is your childhood? You know what's funny? SpongeBob was not my childhood. I know people that watched a lot of it, and I caught some episodes of it, but I never actually saw a whole lot of SpongeBob SquarePants. Funnily enough, Mooney actually had me sit down and watch the SpongeBob musical. This was around the first time, the first or second time that I came to Bounty Hunterville. Yes, the first or second time I came to Bounty Hunterville to visit Mooney, like maybe like a year ago and stuff like that, or so, and like wait, it's been longer than a year ago. But it's like I sat there and watched it, and I was like, wow, this is kind of interesting. I think she was also playing the SpongeBob game that was on Steam. I think it was like a remake of another SpongeBob game and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny because I don't actually have like a huge big attachment to SpongeBob, but I know stuff from it, like a little bit. Goofy, what's up? Sorry I missed the last streams. I forgot it. No, it's okay, you know. Always remember, guys, like, you know, there's not you guys aren't you guys aren't obligated to come to a stream. We do appreciate when you guys do, but you know, like don't worry about it. You know, like if you miss it, you know, like life happens, right? That's kind of the cool thing about VODs. Because you guys can rewatch stuff if you missed it and stuff like that, right? But yeah, my childhood was mostly Transformers, Transformers, Dragon Ball Z, stuff like that. That was kind of the stuff that I was very enamored with growing up and stuff. I know that there's a large contingent of Pokemon kids somewhere here too. Oh, the lag. So the unfortunate part is there's a setting in Windows, right? Specific to Windows 11 that causes a lot of stuff to happen that's weird also with Clip Studio. It's called, what was it called? GPU scheduling, right? It's in the advanced graphics settings on Windows 11 and stuff like that, right? It is known to cause a lot of crazy stuff to happen with the Clip Studio, but unfortunately I can't turn it off because every time I turn it off I have to restart this laptop, and I actually need it on because I need it on for when I play Monster Hunter, and I need to have frame generation on, because without it I can't use frame generation. And I know frame generation is not real it's not real frames, right? It's just a way of like pretending like you have a better system than you do. But unfortunately this laptop is not exactly top of the line, so I do need all the help I can get between DLSS and frame generation. Like, I think that's the good parts about those technologies, right? It's that it lets you use weaker hardware to play the games that you want to play, like the newer games that you want to play. But I totally understand it when people get upset, like they've got like a 5090 and the freaking game doesn't want to run on a 5090, and it crashes and stuff like that. I totally get that when you have like a system that's like ridiculous and the freaking game still crashes on you. I love coming to your stream, to be honest. I won't let you destroy my world. Wait, why am I gonna destroy your world? And thanks for thanks. Like, I do appreciate that. Those of you who spend your time here, if even for like a minute or two, again, there's no obligation for you guys to come and visit the stream and stuff like that, right? But it is nice to see you guys, and to see that you guys are doing good, and hear about your art journeys and all the other good stuff. As long as this laptop holds up. Though I'm starting to think that at some point I'm definitely going to need to get a better computer than this over here in Bounty Hunterville. I do have an extra set of 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM in Cappy-Town. It's just kind of, it's in my PC, and it's not really like it is being used, but I need to pull it out because I made the unfortunate error of putting 64 gigs of DDR5 into that computer. And the thing is, like, it's not that you can't have 64 gigs of RAM in your computer. If it's DDR5, it has issues when you try to do stuff with it. When I'm sorry, when you have 4 DIMMs, okay? Like, if you understand what I'm saying, if you have 4 DIMMs, then it's gonna have issues. And unfortunately, that's what I did. I didn't get like 2 32 gig DIMMs. I got 4 16 gig DIMMs and stuff. So it crashes from time to time, and it'll run good for like an hour or two, and then it'll just totally like blah, just crash. Eating some buns. Ooh, how do we boost a stream? I don't know. I actually don't know how is that something? Is that like a feature or something like that on YouTube or something like that, or on Twitch? I have no idea. Cappy Town, let's go. Best town in the world is Cappy Town. I would say that Cappy Town is fun. I will say that much about Cappy Town. It's a lot of fun and stuff like that. But as of late, my home is Bounty Hunterville. And there's nothing wrong with Bounty Hunterville, actually. I'm surprised at how similar things are in Bounty Hunterville as they are in Cappy Town. It's just that Cappy Town is much more lively, to put it lightly. I will say. Because Cappy Town is like, who needs sleep? Who needs sleep? Everybody's just going to be awake at all hours of the night. And sure, some people are crazy in Cappy Town, but you know, what city doesn't have their amount of crazy people? Ram, waiting for the coloring soon. Yeah, sleep is fake, right? Okay, we got the shoulders, now we got to do the chest part, and we're just going down little by little and getting all these frilly parts and stuff like that. So let's see if I didn't screw this up. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I am going the right way right now with this. Okay. Me thinking of Cappy Town. Yeah, I'm pretty much you know, like it's weird for me because, you know, this is this is the first time for me in terms of living away from Cappy Town. I've always lived pretty much exclusively there, right? Like but you know, now I'm over here in Bounty Hunterville, and you know, and there's definitely going to be things that you know, like I miss about Cappy Town and stuff like that. You know, like that's unavoidable because that's just you know, where you lived, where I lived and grew up, right? But you know, again, I'm surprised at how much Bounty Hunterville is so similar. So that very much helped. That very much helped a lot and stuff like that. It wasn't such a shock to me when I made the move. Oops, I just erased some stuff that I might need. What food do you recommend? What foods do I recommend? Well, as you know, Cappies eat poo, so I wouldn't recommend that for the human digestive system, though. No, I'm just kidding. What foods do I recommend? I've always had like a taste for Italian's food, and I also very much like various Asian foods and stuff like that, being a capybara. You know, so I would start from there. And as it turns out, Cappies and bounty hunters apparently had very similar tastes in food. The Piroziki was just the stack. 100 XPPP. What food is American? Okay, so there's not... It's weird because there's not really like a staple of American food, I could honestly say, right? Like, because like, you know, like America is kind of like a mishmash of things that came from other cultures and things like that, right? Like a lot of people think that the American hamburger, right? But the hamburger is not really like an American thing. It's just that it's something that they like. So I liken it to a lot like what is it? It's like Japanese curry. I don't know if you guys ever know the history of Japanese curry, right? But Japanese curry is not specifically Japanese. It was actually introduced by sailors from England, and stuff like that to Japan way back in the day and stuff like that, right? And the Japanese liked it so much that they kind of put their own spin on it and stuff like that, which became the curry cubes and the Japanese version that a lot of people see today at certain like restaurants and things like that, where they serve it with stuff like katsu curry and things like that, right? So like I liken it to foods like that, where a culture kind of absorbed it and made it their own and stuff like that, right? Because there's a lot of food in America that's like that, similarly with what is the dish? Sesame chicken, for example, right? Sesame chicken is like is not really a Chinese food. I mean, it kind of is, but it was created in North America, somewhere, I believe. No, not. I'm sorry, not sesame chicken. Wait, is it sesame chicken? Yeah, and it's like I think it's sesame chicken, right? Or that was actually created in North America as opposed to being a dish from China and things like that, because like they just tailored it to the flavor palette of people over here, as opposed to the Asians and stuff like that, right? Like that would prefer different flavors and things like that, or not really different flavors, but more different dishes, I would say, right? Cappy is teaching us. Am I? Goofy shouting out underrated accounts. Wait, am I shouting? Bounty Hunterville? Yeah. I'm actually in Bounty Hunterville right now. Yeah. It's like let me make sure that I'm saying the right thing and not talking out my ass. Let's see, sesame chicken. Yeah, see, sesame chicken is a classic Chinese-American fusion dish rather than a traditional dish from China. And it is a staple in U.S. takeout restaurants, often featured a sticky sauce with soy sauce, honey, brown sugar, ketchup, and toasted sesame seeds and stuff like that, right? Like, there is a version of it that most Chinese people will have probably have eaten General Tso's chicken and stuff like that, right? Which does in fact originate from China, as opposed to outside of China. But like that's the closest thing I would say, I gotta put all these frillies. Have you visited America? If so, how is it? So yeah. Cappy Town is actually in Freedom Land. When I refer to Freedom Land, it's America. Cappy Town is in fact in Freedom Land. So yes, I have lived there. So and Cappy Town itself is very dynamic, a dynamic city within Freedom Land, right? Like I will say, and like there's some crazy things happening right now. If you've paid attention to the news, but it's, I want to say that it's not as scary as a lot of people may assume, but there's a huge caveat there. Things, right? Like life, right? Like, yeah, so like I will say, between Bounty Hunterville and Cappy Town, there's a lot more to do in Cappy Town. But again, Bounty Hunterville feels very familiar to Cappy Town. It doesn't like there's a lot of things that are very similar. In including the cost of things. And I'm very glad that it wasn't such a huge adjustment for me, because whenever you move to a different situation, like it could be like, wow, how different, right? But I got very lucky, Good, just a just a lot of racist people. I mean, just a little bit. Also, my cousin. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, they didn't. What? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. They didn't call them for 6 hours. Jeez. What the heck? Yeah, so sometimes, like, again, sometimes life is just kind of, right, with certain things, I'm so sorry to hear that, though, like, that's not something that should be happening in a modern country, I will say, that's not something that it's 2026, you know what I mean? It's like, we shouldn't be living in situations where, things like that can happen, right? Yeah, that's so crazy. Okay, so I noticed something too, like, because I'm so zoomed in when I'm doing this work, I picked, generally I pick a very thin brush size, right? But because I'm so zoomed in, it looks super thick. The way that I'm doing that with the brush right now, so like, I gotta zoom out a little bit for a little bit, and I gotta change the way this is because it's like, whoops. Life is great with you. Is it? Computer, you can make such fine lines, such fine lines, right, computer? We're doing the Star Trek thing. We're gonna call computer. Okay, and then we gotta change. Oops, we gotta change the direction of this line because it is not in that great where it is right now. Yeah, I might actually have to extend the arm a little bit too. because the way that her arm has this part over here, it's like it comes out and then the elbow is actually much lower, like over there and stuff like that. So I actually have to bring this out a little bit more. Why am I only focused on looking at you? Cappy is beautiful. We getting now snow again? Oh, for real? Damn. I heard it snowed like crazy in Freedom Land recently and stuff like that. Like this weekend or something like that. Are you guys getting snow again? Damn. Though I shouldn't say damn, because I kind of like Cappy Town snowed like crazy too. So, you know, like I got the report from Cappy Bro. Cappy Bro is still in Cappy Town, and he gave me the down low on what was going on. Is it the down low or what is it? I don't know the language that you guys use these days. You youngins know. The deets? Is that what you guys say? Watch Netcore? Oh, right, you guys got snow, right? Yeah. Probably like 4 inches or so. Damn. Actually, could probably remove the line art layer for the time being. Just do this without... I mean, not the line art layer, but the sketch layer, I should say. Could probably remove it. It'll make it easier for me to clean some of this up. Yeah, and I'm using the vector erase tool because when I do line art, in Clip Studio specifically, I use vector layers, so I can resize and redo lots of lines and change them without losing resolution. So that's my secret. Don't tell anybody else. No, you can tell anybody you want. It's not actually that big of a secret. And I feel like I had her arm in like just like the wrong angle this entire time. Jeez. Wait, no, we getting 6 inches? Damn. I'm focused on looking at how you react and your eyes and how your mouth moves. Unfortunately, like the way that I react is kind of like odd because the camera that's looking at me, right, is actually higher up than me. So when I look down at the canvas where I'm drawing and stuff like that, sometimes it doesn't detect my eyes or my mouth and stuff like that because it's like it can't see it. So then it doesn't like, you know, read it as well and stuff like that. So, you know, that kind of sucks, but you know, hopefully it's okay. Oh, let me just wait. This part would be covered here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, looking at the wrong thing again. Let's see. Yeah, and again, you know, like I was hoping that I would get to the coloring for this today, but I might have underestimated how close to that I was. There might be a part of me that realizes that right about now. But we'll see, we'll see. Like, let me not talk like... Let me not go into loser talk. Let me just... Wait, you should watch Willicat. He plays games. Oh, should I? Should I? Maybe after I'm done with drawing all these Squidwards. I might be done with this already if I wasn't having these stuttering issues with this program, but that's just me complaining more about it. and going like trying to give myself more of an excuse to try to get a regular PC. I mean, the other way I could have avoided this, to be honest, is if I go back to drawing on my iPad. But I was having like a lot of weird connection issues with my iPad and showing the iPad screen on my like what the hell was that program that I was using? Because when I first started streaming, I was actually primarily drawing through my iPad on stream and stuff like that. I completed a lot of the first things that I did on stream just using the iPad. So I could go back to doing that. Or you should try Kuplinov Play. Wait, oh, those are other streamers who play games and stuff. What kind of games do they play? Can you join my YouTube avatar after this one, please? You know, I wish I could, but I don't really take requests, unfortunately. And it's because it's like I have to stick to a certain schedule right now with drawing certain characters now, because like I'm trying to make it into certain conventions and stuff like that. So I gotta stick to drawing certain things to beef up my portfolio for applications to the convention circuit. So unfortunately, like, you know, I kind of have to stick with drawing certain characters, we shall say, for the time being, you know. Though at the same time, like, usually when I do certain requests like that, right, I do them during certain anniversaries and things like that, right? Like, for example, like, you know, follower anniversaries and stuff like that. I will actually do like a raffle stream where you know, like I will roll a wheel and see if there's any winners out there and stuff like that, and then you guys can tell me what to draw. sorry, my voice is going. No. And you know, then I will draw them at in those during those streams and stuff like that. They're usually a lot of fun. There's some of the past artwork we did for those streams is actually in the Discord channel. And yeah, like some of them are hilarious. And in fact, one of the first things I ever drew for Mooney was from one of those raffles. She actually happened to win one when we first met and stuff like that. And it was kind of funny because she had asked me to draw my avatar the way that I draw my French girls. like from Titanic. So in the channel there is a Titanic themed bikini capybara. Oh, your friends and brother run this account? Yeah, that is nice, you know? Cappy, I haven't really checked the server. Where is the fan art channel? So the fan art channel, like, let's see. Cause yeah, of course I gotta remember my own freaking, server, right? But you can share your own fan arts and stuff like that, right? Inside of, the, art posts in the community art station, right? So there's a channel called Art Posts, and then there's also a channel there called Art Tips, right? So you could post videos that show you how to draw certain things that you might want to draw and stuff like that, like if you're trying to learn how to draw. And then for my own work, it's under the Fiercestbard's art station, and it's under our art posts there. Those are the ones that I do. So yeah, there's a couple of channels where you can post certain things. And then, you know, like I know it's been a little bit inactive for those of you who are more into the spice of life. There are art channels for the spice. I will say there are art channels for the spice. They haven't been active though as of late, you know, like but as some of you who have kind of known me for a while now, I do have some ambitions on spice arting. So we shall see. We shall see where that goes. Hint why I was talking about animation before. Yeah. But, you know, like, we shall see what happens with that, you know? Ever wonder why art takes so much effort and it's kind of hard to draw a stickman for me that literally draws Goku for me, that literally draws Goku for a habit? Well, you know, like, art is definitely a trained skill like anything else. Like, I always likened it to free throws, right? In basketball. Do you guys play basketball? You know, like when you step up to the line to take free throws, right? It's a skill that you've done hundreds of times. That's how come you can hit a free throw so easily and stuff like that. But to a lot of people, it looks super easy, but it's only easy because you've done it hundreds of times, right? So, you know, art is the same thing, you know, like it's hard for sure, right? But, you know, like anybody can train themselves to do arting pretty easily. Like, I mean, look at the videos of PewDiePie, you know, like, granted, yes, I know that the situation that PewDie's in is a lot different than for the, you know, like 90% of people out there, right? But, you know, like in the 2 years that he started drawing again and stuff like that, and I will say again, because he was a designer at some point in his life, he had some art training in his life, so it didn't come out of nowhere, you know? But, you know, like, as far as I know, I'm making that statement as if it was like a guaranteed assumption here, but as far as I know, he has had, right? And it's like, you know, anybody that picks up a pencil can eventually get where they want to go, as long as they have the willpower to stick with it, right? Not everybody does, you know, but that's okay, you know. Just like how I will never be an NBA player ever. You know, it's not always for everyone, right? I watch a few episodes, it's okay. Yeah, and the thing for me is that, like, you know, the only reason that I I know how to draw Dragon Ball characters, and you know, like stuff like that is because again, I've done it so many freaking times that, you know, I kind of still remember some things, like at least the big points on the body to remember to draw before, like you know, like you just remember these things after you've done it so many times that, you know, they become second nature and stuff like that. And I think art is a lot of art is like that, you know. I will also say with art, there are things about art that are like, you know, like I've had friends, for example, that lament the fact that they are not as talented as certain peoples and stuff like that, right? And you know, they wish that they had this or that and stuff like that, right? Kind of like how I wish that, you know, I was just as tall as Victor Wembanyama, right? You know, like, but sometimes, you know, like, you have to remember that the talent that you see is nurtured by the practice, right? It's not the other way around. Like, you don't just have a talent and then the talent carries you all the way through. The practice and the, you know, like the dedication to the craft, right? That's what actually carries you all the way through to becoming like really good at stuff and junk like that, right? So like, you know, like whether it's art or anything else, right? You have to remember that the talent is only one part of the equation. If you never practice it, then it's your talent is just as good as you know, as not doing it and stuff like that, right? So you gotta practice, you know, you gotta do things, you gotta get your reps in, as they say, and stuff like that, you know. Again, like, you know, we all wish that we could have stuff that, you know, like but that's just kind of wishful thinking until you actually, like, you know, do the thing, right? Yeah, remember what Pewdie did? Yeah, like, you know, I think I saw that Pewdie had like a recent video about going to visit one of the anime studios out there and stuff like that, and I haven't seen it yet, and I've been very interested in catching that and stuff like that, because again, you know, it's like another thing of seeing somebody progress with something that, you know, they became very interested in, and they wanted to do. And I get it, a lot of people had like opinions about it, right? But, you know, regardless of how you feel about, oh, this is fair or unfair and stuff like that, in his situation, it should be more of a calling to people to say, hey, look, this person was not like a lifelong super artist in their life, but they put in the time and effort to you know, want to do the thing that they want to do, and it should motivate you to want to do it even more, instead of demotivating you into thinking, well, you know, that sucks, I can never do the same thing because I don't have the time of day. You know, like I know how that must feel for a lot of people, and yeah, it does suck, but you know, at the same time, it's not impossible. I mean, my art output is pretty slow, but because I have a day job that I have to do every day. But you know, I'm not letting that stop me, because you know, it's just figuring out and prioritizing things that you do each day so that you can make time for yourself to do this, right? But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it, you know? Like, I don't know how you guys feel about it though. Like, you know, I know everybody has a different take on the situation and stuff like that, but I feel like it's kind of cool. I feel like it's kind of cool, you know? But yeah, how many more of these frilly things are we gonna do? Oh, jeez. I just saw the time. Oh, man. Okay. Let's get a move on. Let's get a move on. We gotta do this. because as you guys know, like I've repeated this a couple of times. My schedule is like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays every day at 6 p.m. Eastern time in the United States, right? So I kind of have to stick with it. I wish I could stay longer and draw more so that I could complete these things much faster. But, you know, like, because I set that as my schedule and stuff like that, right? Like, I do try to stick to my schedule, because if I don't stick to my schedule, it would probably drive me crazy. So, you know, like, it is what it is, right? Like, unfortunately, right? Welcome back, you know? But yeah, I do try to stick to my schedule, because of the fact that, like, I feel like, when you do it, like I was saying before, you know, I kind of have to figure out the times when I can draw and when I can't draw and stuff like that. So I have to stick to a schedule very, very closely so that I don't accidentally overdo certain things, and then I end up forgetting to do certain things on the daily and stuff like that. Like, I have a lot of chores and things like that I have to do at home and stuff like that, right? But you know what? Like, what happened while I was gone? Oh, not much, you know, just talking about the schedule and stuff like that. I was thinking that I might have to change my schedule at some point. It depends on what happens with me at work, because I might actually be having a change in schedule at work too, and stuff like that, right? So I might actually have to change my schedule, which I kind of don't want to. But, you know, like, work is work, right? Like, the unfortunate part is, like, I can't get away from that and stuff like that, right? But the only problem I would see is that any change to the schedule that I would have to do would only push me into later hours and stuff like that. Like, I couldn't stream earlier because I have to work later hours. I get to start the day later, but I also have to finish the day much later too, right? So that's the unfortunate part. I will see what happens with that. It's probably not going to happen for another month or two and stuff like that, if even. But, you know, it's got me already thinking, okay, what if it is that I have to change my schedule? Like, what if, you know, my schedule changes to the point where, like, I can't stream at these times anymore, right? Like, what would happen? I would probably have to figure out a way to stream when you guys are around and stuff like that, right? But it might be that I can't do it in the middle of the week. I might have to do it as a weekend thing. But my weekends are so full of stuff that it's just like, So, you know, we'll see. Oh, we were talking about the video of Pewdie learning how to draw and stuff like that, and how far PewDiePie came in his efforts to learn arting and stuff like that. I find it really interesting. Okay. Let's see, how do we approach this now? So now this is lower. I've never heard of it. I need to. Oh yeah. So PewDiePie put up a couple of videos in the last year or two, right? Where he shows that he got interested in learning to draw and stuff like that, right? Like I suspect because he's had some training previously as a designer or as an artist of some sort, right? And he got back into it as of recently, and yeah, he made a lot of progress, and it was really cool to see it and stuff like that, right? And then lately he made a video also of him visiting an anime studio where he also got to draw some stuff at the at the anime studio and stuff like that. Like I think he drew himself or something like that, or one of the animators drew him as in the style of Attack on Titan, I believe, or something like that, right? It's really interesting to see you know, somebody pick up the arting and then just kind of grow, especially, you know, like these days, right? Like considering, you know, like the stuff with the AI and things like that around and stuff like that. So it's very it warms my heart to see that, you know, some people still believe in the good old pencil, not pencil and paper, but you know, just drawing in general, like outside of telling a computer to help you do it, right? Oh. Let's see. Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta go here for a moment because Puffy is asking for something. Hold on. Hold on, guys. What? Okay, I'm back. He sounds lucky. Is he popular? Oh wow. Um. So PewDiePie. Wow, I'm surprised. So PewDiePie is incredibly popular. He was a gaming streamer. For many years. And he has like a ridiculously large following. And I believe moved to Japan at some point and started doing videos over there, but he kind of slowed down a lot as a creator, I believe, because he has a family now and things like that, right? And you know, like it's rare to see a video from him, but when a video does pop up, it's kind of interesting, you know? But yeah, he was one of the people that did a lot of like sort of let's play type videos and things like that, and reacted to the games, the silly games. Okay, this part over here is like kind of like there's like frills, but it's not really fully, so I can get away with doing this like sort of half frilly nonsense type stuff there. Oh, I only know Markiplier. You know, surprisingly, I have not really seen too much of Markiplier videos and stuff like that, but I do know of Markiplier. Yeah, I'm very out of touch with the YouTubers, unfortunately. Um, I'm sorry, Chad, but that's my inner boomer. Hoff, what's up? How is everybody's favorite resident werewolf doing? What's going on with you, Hoff? I wouldn't watch him a lot because he did not have subtitles, but I watched and learned. Oh, interesting, interesting. Yeah. That's an interesting thing to think about too, right? Like with especially with content creation and YouTube videos, because it's like you know, the accessibility because of languages and stuff like that, right? Which is getting a little bit easier in terms of some of the tools that YouTube added for like multi-language stuff, but at the same time they took away certain things like the subtitles that the community uploads to these things. So I heard that like Watame from Hololive, she lost a lot of subbed videos or something like that, or subtitles that people uploaded of her work and her performances and things like that. And it's like a really big deal because she actually had paid for some of that work to happen, and it's like kind of like, oh geez, right? So like, yeah, it's like having subtitles and stuff like that. It's like down, like people don't think about it, but it's actually a pretty big part of content creator stuff, right? I'm okay. It is cold here. Yeah. You know, like we were talking about it earlier with all the snow. Everybody was saying, mentioning, like all the snow in Freedom Land and stuff like that. I'm just trying to finish this line work right now. I was originally thinking about polling on Nikkei today, if I finish this line work in a timely manner, but doesn't look like I'm gonna get there. This is taking... it has taken way longer than I had originally thought, but that's... You know what? That's normal for me. I always misinterpret the time that I need to do anything. Hi, Twitch chat. Yeah, hello, Twitch chat. It is quite nice that they allow for multi-streams now, though. I remember a time when, you know, that was still up in the air, and, you know, like, there were all sorts of rules against it and stuff like that. Let's see, I need more frilly stuff in 2. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, if I push a little bit, maybe we can make it. Maybe we can make it. Put time management in your t-shirt or jump stream, or what corporate nonsense they use now. You know. Oh, thanks for the Prime. Super appreciate that, you know? Like, you know, I've completely forgotten the fact that that's a thing that can happen. Like, I've actually kind of forgotten about that. Oh, and of course, I put 2 lines here because I was looking at the wrong reference for the wrong costume, the wrong version of the costume. So there's only 1 here because this part is frills too. Friend, do you speak any Russian? I do not. I do not know any Russian at all. More than 2 years of prime. Damn, you know? More frills, you know? More frills. That means more Squidwards. Remember, guys, when you want to draw frilly things, just draw Squidward. That's how you do it. I'm sticking with that. I know it might not be right, but I'm sticking with it, okay? More frills? I can teach you. I know like 3 words. You should learn it if you want. It's very easy language. Very beautiful is mine. Oh, okay. Nice, you know? I don't know. I tried to learn Japanese through what was it called? What the hell was that program called again? I forgot. Duolingo. Yeah. I tried to learn Japanese through Duolingo, and it did nothing for me. When me and Mooney went to Japan, Mooney had to speak the entire time for me because I could not respond to very much. I could pay for stuff at a store. I could ask for stuff and ask them how much it is and stuff like that. That was about it. Duolingo did nothing for me. I guess I'm not getting that Duolingo sponsorship now. It does nothing. Very bad translations. Do not use Duolingo. Yeah, I know. I didn't. I learned that the hard way. It's okay though, you know, like there's no real easy way to learn a language. You know, you just gotta kind of immerse yourself in the language and just be forced to have to interact with the language all the time in order to truly make something of it and stuff like that. Like, how many of us have taken like high school level like Spanish or French or any of those languages and just completely forgot everything, right? Like, you know, like you just gotta have to have certain languages in like active. You have to actively be speaking it all the time and things like that in order for it to stick. If you don't, you know, it's just kind of gone, you know. Is Bard going crazy? Am I? Wait, how do you even pronounce that? Is hello? Oh, that is hello? 20 years of French. It helped during the revolution, though? Oh yeah, I see. That's right. It's different for werewolves, isn't it? Modern French ick. It's privet? It sounds like that. Privet? Privet? Like that? Yeah, I'm terrible at languages. Okay, let's see. We got that part, and then this part is the bottom here. Privet or Privet? So where is the rest of chat? I feel like you're talking to a burning stack of tires. Oh, so Hoff, you were not here when I announced it, but I actually started to dual stream. So I am also on YouTube. So yeah, like there are different chats. Unfortunately, you guys cannot see the YouTube chat because of the way that it has to work. I have to prioritize my chats in specific ways because just because. But you know, like yeah, there is another chat window over at the YouTubes and stuff. And there's two different formats there. One vertical and one horizontal. Oh, okay. I don't like signing into YouTube. It's fair, you know. But that's why I'm doing this, so that people have an option, right? For what they want to use to watch, right? Like they don't have to be stuck on one or the other, and it's a preference, you know. Wait, oh wait, is that the same as before? So it's like no wait, it's privet. I will go on Twitch. Oh, you don't have to. It's totally fine. Yeah, you can. Again, you guys can watch wherever you want. That's why we have these options now and stuff like that. You know. And I think it's kind of cool that, you know, that you have these options. Okay, I'm trying to speedrun this part. Soon. Trying to download it? Oh. You know one thing though that I wish that YouTube does have though, redeems. I feel like because I'm working on adding new redeems to the Twitch chat, so you guys can have a little bit more fun with certain things, right? But like the redeems that I have on it right now, right? Like I still like a lot of them. And I kind of wish the YouTube audience had those too, so they can mess around with them. Maybe one day, right? Like maybe it's like a feature that they'll decide to have if they decide to expand a little bit more into the streaming realm. But, you know, YouTube, I understand, has always been more about you know, videos on demand and stuff like that and things like that, right? Because that's where their bread and butter is. So, you know, it's okay. It's okay. That's why, you know, sometimes you have to have different things, right? That specialize in certain things. So, whoops. So your daily dose of doom and gloom, you've got 13 years of fresh water. Oh no. Again, that kind of feeds into some of the stuff that we were talking about earlier, where it's like, man, it's 2026. Like, why are we like still living like this? Ugh. So is that the latest Doom prediction? The latest Rapture? The latest the latest Mayan calendar countdown? What is your Twitch? I finally got it. Oh, so my Twitch is also Fiercestbard, right? So for anybody that wants to join up there for whatever reason. Oh, hold on. Why is it not showing up? There we go. Right. Where's my thing? But yeah, just look up Fiercestbard. You'll see it on Twitch as well and stuff. Let me just save real quick. We're almost there. The line artwork is almost done. I'll be fine. Humans are 70% water, and there are billions of you. But you guys, yeesh. Well, you know. You know how it is. Though actually, I will be totally fine because I am not human. I am Cappy. I am a capybara. I am a capybara from another world. I always forget my own lore, damn it. You are food. No, not food. Capybara. Let's see. How is this supposed to go now? Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. I see how this is supposed to go. So, we're almost there. Okay. So this part is like this, and then we add a frilly edge to that. I'm in Twitch now? Oh, nice! Welcome to Twitch. Capybara is food? No, capybara is not food. You don't want to eat this capybara. Come on. Why would you want to do that? Why is my panels so weird? Okay. Okay, leave that. And then just kind of go over this stuff. Okay, let's see. But yeah, I think I'm almost at the point where we could say that the line art is done, because a lot of the other details, like the stripes, the colored stripes and things like that are on her costume, I'm gonna add those as part of the coloring, as opposed to, you know, creating line art for those, because it's kind of unnecessary for some of them, especially since with some of them, they don't have outlines to them, right? Like you want the colored outlines to be the same as the color of the stripe, right? So it's like I'm gonna add those patterns as part of the coloring, as opposed to just like adding a line for it here. I've always found it works better that way. So and then this part on the skirt bottom here, it's kind of like roughly frilly, but not really, and stuff like that, right? Like the way that you're kind of viewing at it from above, so it doesn't quite have the detail that the other parts does have and stuff like that. You can kind of get away with it when you get further away with stuff, but like yeah, I see, like you can kind of see where the part gets like that, and then you just kind of draw an extra line to circulate here, like that, or something. No. No. Okay, let me hit save. That looks very... yeah, you know, like, I'm hoping, you know. And again, you know, like, once I'm done with this one, I'm gonna... I guess I don't need to really hide it. I'm gonna be working on a fan art of Zentreya, who has a new costume. One that's Kamen Rider themed. I did not know that she was such a huge fan of Kamen Rider, so I'm kind of like, oh shoot, I gotta draw that now. I have to draw that now. Twitch has many emojis. Yeah, you know, like because I've been on Twitch a lot longer. There's some stuff on there that's available. You know, like the capybara emotes that Mooney actually designed for me and stuff like that, right? So you know, you'll see some of them there. Let's see. Get that. Get that. because these parts over here are also a part of that frilly setup that she has, you know, on her skirt here and stuff like that, but I'm being a little bit lighter with it. I'm not trying to detail it all the way because it's further away from the viewer. So like when I get to that point where I'm coloring this stuff and junk like that, you're gonna see me add like a blur to this area and stuff like that, right? So because of that, like I'm consciously making the decision now to be like, okay, I don't need the absolute detail for this part. Just get it to look like there is something there for the time being. And then when we get up to the point where we need to add all the colors to it and stuff, we'll deal with it then and stuff. So that's why I'm being a lot less careful with this part here. What is the flower? Wait, which flower? Or which flower are you talking about? I think it's a vanilla bean flower. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you collect the vanilla beans on my my stream, and then you can trade them in for stuff. Or you could use them to activate certain alerts. Ara is right. But yeah, I think I find features like that really fun for people. I know not everybody really uses them all that much, because I don't have too many of them. But I find it hilarious that, you know, like the option is there. What was that? That was yeah, that was the sound clip. The Ara anime girl sound clip. Again, you know, like there's a lot of fun things that you can do with some of the redeems and stuff like that. Like, and you know, like there's also some stuff that I was thinking about doing with the redeems in the future, but I have to plan it out accordingly and think about how many points is a redeem equal to and stuff like that, right? So like, you know, maybe someday there might be a redeem for certain things like art and things like that, but you know, like that would have to come down way down the line when, you know, possibly I have more time to art and stuff like that. We shall see, you know, like I can't make promises now, but you know, in a bit. Because the redeems are a lot like your reward for, you know, sticking around and watching and stuff like that, right? So, you know. I'd like for them to be worth the time for everyone. Other than making silly things happen on the screen. Oops. Very scary sound. Could you imagine an illustration raffle for the holidays? You know what, Hav? I could imagine an illustration raffle, but not for the holidays. We're never gonna do an illustration raffle on okay, we will do an illustration raffle on a holiday, but not on any holidays that include turkeys. There's no reason for why. I just feel like we should never do an illustration raffle on a holiday that include turkeys. You know? There's no specific reason why whatsoever. Okay. There we go. That should be all of the frilly parts. Pumpkin, you're the most amazing blessing in the world. I'm always rooting for you and want nothing but amazing things to come your way. You know what, Pumpkin? The same. The same for you. But yeah, how are you doing, Pumpkin? Hope everything is going well. As you can see, we're still working on this line art of Mint. And I need to also add some ribbons to finish it off. So let's do that right now. Let's do that right now. Yes, Cappy is amazing. Is Cappy amazing? You're the meanest rodent I've met in 457 years. What? I'm not a mean rodent. That's impossible. That's impossible. Everybody knows that rodents of enormous size are not mean. There clearly is no mean rodent out there. Cappy is so nice. Yes, rodents of unusual size. That's it. That's what I was gonna say. See, I gave you credit for that one. Okay, for some reason, oh, okay. Huh, that was weird. Yeah, I wasn't drawing for a moment there. I was like, what is it doing? Cappy is a little big. Get it right. He can be, but not to me. No. There's no such thing as a mean Cappy. We can also ask the other rodent of unusual size here on Twitch. There's quite a few of us. Yeah, sorry, I gotta concentrate a little bit so I could get this done in time. Okay. When I was in YouTube, he was nice. Okay. Okay. Ugh. That was a lot. Okay. So this is the entire line art for this right now. Window. Save. Line art mostly done. Yeah, I think so. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Let me put it this way. Yeah, okay, cool. So what I usually do when I'm finished with line art, right, is like I will make like a layer, right, underneath. So because like I feel like I need to do this, right? So let's see, select everything outside. Just being very careful of selecting everything. So what I will do here is I select everything on the outside here, and then inverse the selection. Inverse selected area, and then fill it completely in gray. Maybe not that dark, maybe lighter. And stuff like that, right? So that way, like, this works in two ways here, right? So I can use the gray fill-in part as I can create a selection out of this fill-in, and the selection will always select just the you know, like just the character. If I make this make this selection from here, and then I can also use this to kind of test out different lighting situations and stuff like that, right? So let me actually delete something here. So there. So let me save this. And then it's like, what is it? So this is how I'm gonna kind of approach this, right? So the lighting sample here. So I kind of know for a fact that I want the light source, right? I want the light source up in this corner over here, right? And then the light is actually kind of coming towards us, like from behind her. So it's kind of coming in this direction, right? Like this sort of way, right? So if I take this and just kind of, that's the direction it's coming in, right? And it's coming in from behind her, right? So ideally, when you have light sources coming in from behind them, that means roughly what happens is the light will be on the upper edge and behind her, and then the shadows are going to be mostly on the bottom. So if I kind of have to do this in a very quick and dirty way, let's see. I go over here. I would say like coming up from there, so like so you kind of only really get to see the lighting come through on the edges of this, right? And then and for a lot of people, it's like, you know, they'll just go in and start coloring immediately, and they kind of, you know, like just get to it, right? But for me, I map it out all the time. Like I always do this as a way of thinking. Like it's a thought experiment for me because I have to think about it before I commit to it and stuff like that, right? And if I do it like this, I kind of figure it out first, right? Like where the lights are coming from and stuff like that, right? And now some of this doesn't even really make a whole lot of sense either, right? Like, you know, some of the lights where I'm putting it won't actually show up where it's supposed to show up, like realistically speaking, but I'm just kind of faking it and thinking it through. Like over here in the front over here, some of it would show through here, but most of it would be covered by this frilly part in this hat, right? So you'd only kind of faintly get that idea that it's there, but sometimes it looks nice when I add certain reflected parts, like over here where it's closer to the top on this corner and stuff like that. So you know, I'm just kind of gonna map this out a little bit more for myself, and then because when I do this and I map it out for myself first in grayscale like this, I could also mess around and see like what my values look like and stuff like that, right? So and then sometimes you'll see some of the light comes through the cracks over here. Not the cracks, but like the these parts over here. Because again, it like the light source is on the left side here and it's coming from behind. But then these parts that are like, you know, not completely covered, you're gonna see some of it on there and stuff like that. So I just kind of want to show a little bit of that coming down. Have you tried grayscale? Yeah, you know, like I find that it's always useful to do to map out the colors in grayscale. Like for me, I'm using the yellow color here. I could use a white color and it would be fully in grayscale, right? But I just use the yellow color because like I just like to see it for myself, how things are. And then some stuff that's peeking out in front of her is gonna have some of the lighting there. So I'm just trying to catch all the things that might show up a little bit in terms of the color. And then sometimes I'll do certain things that don't necessarily make sense in terms of realistic lighting, but since this is an anime character image, right? Like I will do it just because, like, you know, it looks okay. Just adding some of the areas where I'm gonna have certain things. What is a clip? Oh, what do you mean? So on Twitch, the clips, right, means that you guys are free to take certain segments of the stream and make a shortened clip of it to save certain parts, right, that you guys thought were funny or whatever, or useful and stuff like that. So that's what the clip is for. Yeah, no problem, you know? I know not everybody uses Twitch, so, you know, it's all good, it's all good. And then, like, back here, since this stuff is behind her, and it's not covered, right? Like, this part over here would actually be in the light up here. Which is, like, strange, but it's kind of the way that, you know, like, because the light, again, is coming from the left side, but from behind her, right? So, at least this is how I'm logicking it out in my own head and stuff like that, right? This is kind of how I'm looking at it and thinking about it and stuff like that, right? So back here would be the hint of lighting over here. And then, like, you know, this little guy over here would have a part of their face, because this little guy's behind her a little bit, so... And then this one also... What brush do I use? So in Clip Studio, this brush is actually one I downloaded. It's called the Lazy Brush, right? It's like a kind of all-in-one style brush that allows you to do mixing as well as solid lines and stuff like that. So it has a sort of painterly feel to it from time to time. Even though this is like an anime style image, right? I still have like certain effects that are a little bit more painterly than they are like solid and cell shaded and stuff like that. So I just like having this brush, so I use it from time to time. Now here we go, multiply, pick a different color, and then actually let me just do this, right? So that's kind of. And then on the multiply layer, I will do just kind of like mapping out where I feel like the shadows are on her, right? So the first place that I know for a fact that I need this already, if it will let me anyway. Oh, it's because I picked the wrong color. Oh, that's too dark. Okay. Because I know for a fact that this part is going to be shaded, because that's where her under her chin and all that stuff is, right? Then a little bit over here. I enjoy the name, yeah. The Lazy Brush, right? Let's see. And then... And again, you know, this is just so that I can map out certain aspects of this image, right? It's not necessarily the color that I'm doing, but it's like... I do like to figure these things out before I go in, because a lot of times what happens with a lot of artists is that they try to do the coloring and the shading and the lighting all at the same time, right? But it becomes really overwhelming because you're juggling multiple things that you need to do in your artwork. You need to, your color choice, your values, and your lighting and all that stuff all at the same time, and it becomes really overwhelming for a lot of people. So like it's good to try to do these things separate, from all the other things. I feel like, at least for me, in terms of my own workflow, this works out better for me. So you guys are free to do it however you want, but for me, this is the way that works best. And again, sometimes I add certain things that don't necessarily look realistic to it, but I want to give it a shot anyway. Let's see. And then we'll just kind of add some stuff over here. And let's see. Yum. And then it's like a large part of her shoulders should be, or this area, I should say, should be kind of under like under this type of lighting, and then some of this back here because it's further back. Let's see, like stuff over here, and then yeah, I'm specifically making sure that, like, oh, I see something that I should probably delete as well over here. Sometimes I gotta correct that. I may have gone overboard with certain areas of where I think it's supposed to be shaded, but that's, again, we can always correct them, right? Like, we don't need to keep it. But yeah, much of this area here is gonna be underneath her, so a lot of this part is just kind of shaded in, right? And then the thigh over here is underneath, but then there's a part of it that's going to be out in the light over here because it's like, it's moving forward, right? Let's erase that. then go like that, and then some of this back here. So this is kind of what I'm thinking with the lighting and stuff like that in this. It's probably gonna look something like this when we're done with it. Which is not, it's not bad, you know. Like I think this is where, this is what I can work with now. Yeah. So let's change this layer to lighten it up. Oops. And this is kind of, yeah, there we go. Very pretty shade. Yeah, you know, like, sometimes, you know, like, you gotta take a step back and just be like, okay, you know what? Let me not worry about all this other stuff. Let me just focus on thinking about where the colors are gonna be, as opposed to what colors you're gonna use and stuff like that, right? Like, so sometimes it really helps to just do something like this, as opposed to just going straight in and thinking you're just gonna color everything like that. If you have a lot of trouble with selecting colors and thinking about lighting, then maybe the trick is to take it back to the basics and do something like this, where you're mapping it out, where all the colors can be on it before you decide to jump in and start, you know, coloring it up and stuff like that. And then you can, the interesting part is that now that I have this, right, like, let's say I decide to, you know, see, like, change the colors, right, of it, right? Like, so let's say I add the skin colors and stuff like that, right? Like, to this, I decide she's got like a, let's see. Oops, sorry. It's all stuttery and stuff. I'm trying to pick a color that will act as an okay, like, skin color, and then maybe I select a certain part here, like that, and then just kind of fill in with some kind of color here. But now that I have that, the shadows and the lighting and stuff like that, you can kind of bring it back, and you can actually test out the colors with it and stuff like that. Like, you don't have to. So I'm testing it out with purple and with some yellow for the lighting and stuff like that. You know, you can kind of see where it's going and stuff like that a lot easier. So that's kind of why I do that in the first place, because then I can add the colors little by little and just like get an easy look at it and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if this is the actual skin color that I want to use, but it doesn't actually matter, because you can actually change that anyway, regardless, right? Like, you could change the final color of what you want it to be, but I just want to, you know, like, fill it in for the time being with my painting lasso here. and of course it doesn't work like every single time. That's the part that brings my piss to a boil, as some would say. Doesn't always work. I must go and make something to eat. Nice, nice. Oh, I see it now. Yeah, yeah, you know. I think we're not going to be able to do too much more because I've gone over time like crazy here today, and I should actually go ahead and go and let my doggo out for his walk, and also prep stuff for the eating. So yeah, like, you know, we made a ton of progress today. We you know, like, I'm very happy with where this is going, and continues to go. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is where we got to. The line art. It is done. It is done. I'm just making the line art horizontal because I realized enjoying it vertically is okay, but actually this image might actually be better off horizontal. This might actually, you know, be a horizontal image and not a vertical one. Yeah, we did a lot this stream. Like, seriously, we did a whole lot on the stream. And, you know, like, I'm really happy with the results so far. So we'll see where it goes, you know. We'll see what happens. You know, oh, what will the background be? Okay, so originally I had thought maybe the background was going to be like a section of the ceiling, but then that's just gray colored stuff. and it's gonna be a dark background then. So I might just make a pattern background. Like, I might just make it like because she uses a lot of like green, right? Like the minty green colors and stuff like that. I might make it a pattern background as opposed to like an actual background for this one. We'll see. We'll see what it is that we do. Or maybe I'll default to drawing another sky. That's my go-to. Unfortunately. But yeah, you know, like, thanks again for everybody for dropping by. I'm gonna drop an Onagai muscle for you guys because you guys are all great. And I just wanted to hear that for the first time in a long time. But yeah. Let's see. Now that we are at the end and we're wrapping up, what shall we do? I am going to let's see, bring you guys over to somebody and let you guys hang out with, let's see who is on right now. Let's see. We went to Devi Cat last time. Let's see who else is on right now. That is well, actually not too many people are actually doing much arting tonight. So what we could do is drop you guys off and have you guys visit another rodent of what was it? The rodent of extraordinary size, unusual size. We're gonna drop you guys off to another rodent of unusual size who is actually playing Ghost of Tsushima right now. So if you guys like to watch gaming, or, you know, like, here we go. I'll see you guys tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We're gonna continue doing this arting and coloring, and yeah, for those of you who are now on Twitch, that I will say good night to you all. Yeah, thanks for dropping by, like, super appreciate it, guys. And, you know, like, hopefully, you know, like, and oh wait, I think I see a follow. Yeah, thanks for the follow, I know, Yanka. Like, I know you were there before, but yeah. Thanks for dropping by, as always, guys. And yeah, here we go. We're gonna start the raid, and we're gonna go in 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5. Oh my gosh, I'm going away. But it's okay. I'll see you guys here tomorrow at 6 again, and we're gonna color more. All right, see you guys. All right, bye.